So as you can tell, our little Mac is a very handsome man. You need to spend some time grooming to keep them looking gorgeous. So this is what we do, is we brush him every day if we get to, nothing major, just a very quick all around brushing. We do this to avoid mats because, once the mats gets in there, it's very hard to get rid of them. And when a mat does develop, if it's a really, a hardcore one, I'll just say don't try brushing it out. I mean, it's going to take forever and it's going to hurt, it's going to stress them. Just cut it off, really. Again, look closely, the comb is labeled, for piggy use. What we do is, let's see what else. When you bathe them, when you shampoo them down, where they're like down to this size, it's a really good opportunity, I find, to check for lumps, bumps, dry skin, bald areas, things like that. That is how we found his abscess that time, and then that's how we found baby sebaceous cyst right around her lump area. Her hump area, and also we found Mimi's bite mark, So pay attention to your piggies, Again, finding things early is really the best way to go. Next, we talk about nails. Yes, we all know, when we cut their nails, we want to cut it right a little bit above their quick. This is the clipper I use. This is a human nail clipper. Yes, I know. I know some of the people really like the animal ones, the pet ones, when you hold it more of it like this. But I just feel more comfortable using these, I just feel more control with these. Again, personal preference. There's no right or wrong, better or worse. It's up to you. What happens is when they get old, their circulation isn't really what it used to be. So you'll sometimes find their quick not as pink as it used to be. So what you can do to, stimulate their quick to be pinky is you massage their foot a little bit. I always trim their front paws first and then the back paws. So you want to give their foot paws a quick rub just for a minute. In the meantime, entertain them, don't just sit there and rub them, they'll find you weird. And then right after that, it'll pink up a little bit, and then you go ahead and clip them so you can see the quick a little bit more obvious. It's easier on them and you. So what you do, clip the front, then the back. Because if you try to clip the back first, when you clip the front, sometimes they get frustrated, they get impatient. What they do, they start to kick. And then, these can really scratch you up, because chest trim nails are rather sharp. I know you don't like it. I use this. It's just a regular ear cleaner you can find at pet supply stores. Some people tell me they use Q-tips. I don't feel comfortable enough using Q-tips. I don't know, how hard it's pushing too hard, am I hurting them, things like that. So I actually prefer cotton wads. What I do is I put a drop of these right on the outside rim of their ears. Let's say, for example, here. Close your ear flap, rub it in, let it sit for 30 seconds. I know this is a huge cotton ball for such a small piggy, so you can break, I know. Oh, I think he smells of wheatgrass. Then you can break these up into little balls and go clean them. Some people ask me why are some ears dirtier than others. It all depends on the color of your piggy's ears. For example, Mac in this year is half and half. Half of it's black, half is pink, whereas this one is mostly pink. So if we were to clean his ears today, because what you clean out of it is actually earwax and that skin cells. So you'll find that black skin cells here and then pinky skin cells here. So what will appear to be is this ear will be much dirtier than that one. It's not really dirt. It's just that skin cells mixed with earwax. So that's what. So moving on, he already found the wheatgrass. Oh, one last thing. If you have a boy piggy, you might need to clean out the impaction. Yeah, that is the fun part. Thank God we don't have much issue with impaction. Both of our boys are neutered, and even though Mac is aging, impaction does get worse. Did you just chew on me? Impaction does get worse when they age, because the trapped fecals are in there. It's getting harder to express them. So what you do, flip them over gently, open the flap up, put some mineral oil in there, massage it, go in with a Q-tip and clean it out. So we've been really lucky, we don't have much issue with that. And since he already found the wheatgrass, just bring it out. That's a wheatgrass. So This is what we grow at home for them as a treat. As you can tell, they really love wheatgrass. What you see here is not soil. This is actually Carefresh. It's the bedding that we use in their haven. You know, soil is messy. I don't like that. So we use Carefresh. You can get seeds from your local health food markets. You know, like if you have a Whole Foods market or those organic thingies. You know, these are, I think these are called wheat berries. I bring them home, soak them overnight in a container with cold water, and then the next morning I wake up, I line a thin layer of Carefresh on the bottom, sprinkle them in. You can harvest them about the 5th or the 6th day. So I usually have 2 trays going at the same time because we have 4 pigs. And when I feed them their critical care, some people prefer to use fruit juices, some people use baby foods to mix in with their critical care. See, the thing with Mac is he's a little bit prone to bloat and gas, so I try to cut out sugars, you know, fruits and things like that for him. So what we do is we only use flavored Pedialyte or flavored, you know, it's your choice, and cut wheatgrass to flavor it up. As you can tell, he loves his wheatgrass. Ding ding ding, right there. What you need to do is, after you mix up your critical care, take some wheatgrass and then just cut it into small little pieces, you know, into their cup. That's all you need. You just need to cut it down to the size it will actually fit inside through the syringes, that's all. I'm not asking you to take out your chopping board and your knife 3 times a day and to chop these, but just with the scissors. It's fast, it's easy. See, it's in there. When we're feeding critical care just to keep his weight, he's really not sick and then not needing it. So critical care right now to him is more like a supplement than a feeding. So once we mix it up, he'll actually eat critical care out of a cup or maybe out of a baby spoon. But if your pig is really sick, it is very important to help him keep going by syringe feeding. It's a messy thing, it's not a happy thing, but it is necessary. So here's what we do. Again, we mix up the critical care, we get our little spoons, and I know most people, what they do is they feed it with syringes of this size. Again, it's a personal preference thing. It's no better, worse, correct, incorrect way. I have a trouble using these. I just find them really hard to control, you know, to hold it when feeding him. So, but this is still what I use. I load it up with a spoon. I load it up in here, and then, but I always end up feeding them through these tiny little ones. It's a lot of work because you have to go through, like, I don't know, 15 of these, you know, to feed them what they really need. But I just find it easier to control. So, for example, you mix it up, load it in here, go ahead and feed them if you like, or you can purchase these, you know, needleless syringes, 10 cents each. Load them up, put back the plunger, take the air out of it, sorry, and you're ready to go. This is how I feed them. It's just easier for me. Personally, again, you know, everyone likes different things, but this is just the way we do it. So, this is how we feed their critical care. Again, I want to emphasize, critical care is either a supplement or their main feeding. If it's a supplement, it is important, but if it's their main feeding, it is extremely important. This is something you have to do to help your sick piggy to keep going. Mama, I think you're finished, yeah? I mean, you've ate what, a week's worth of wheatgrass already? Huh? No more. So I hope all the tips that we've showed you today, is what we do with our piggies, especially with Mac, has helped you. I found people has helped me tremendously through their own experiences by sharing them, the way they do things. You know, we save time, we find shortcuts for each another. And I hope this has helped you too. And one last, Mac, can you just come here for your one last message? Yeah, there we go. One last message from Mac. Yes, please don't breed or buy while shelter or pigs die. Whether it's a pig, whether it's a dog, whether it's a cat, please always choose to adopt. Thank you. There he goes again.